that this man has managed to take a second off every one of his 25 laps from his previous best performance. An outstanding performance tonight in very, very windy conditions.
And he seemed to finish with plenty in hand. The 10,000 metres champion salutes his performance. Alistair Douglas. The final of the men's 200 metres. In lane 4 we've Brian Whittle, the current number 2 in Great Britain at 400 metres. There's Brian, and in lane 5, David Clark from Edinburgh, who won his heat from the inside lane very impressively. So Whittle in lane 4, Clark in lane 5. Whittle strong, but so's Clark. Clark really strong there. Number 11 in lane 5. Whittle coming up on his inside, but Clark leading him, and Clark looks very strong at the moment. And Clark holding Whittle, and this a really good run. Clark first, Whittle second, and Steve Thomas from Birchfield in third place. A magnificent run there from David Clark. And it's a personal best as well, 21.30, beating his personal best by 0.3 of a second.
Oops, well, Brian lost a bit of ground there. Very good start, however, from David Clark as he works around the bend. There was a little problem late on in this race, though, just as he comes off the bend. You may see it clearer now in this slow motion shot. He does appear to run pretty close to the inside of his lane. In fact, goes over it just as he comes into the straight. That could be a problem. The rules do state that if you gain any kind of territorial advantage, there it's there. If you gain any kind of material advantage, that's really room for the referee to move in to make a decision to disqualify. However, you know, it's one of these things. He may very well get away with it. Powerful running, however. A very, very good bend. Very good bend. So much so that I think he's left Brian with far too much to do, even as a 400 metres athlete. Brian would always hope to come back, you see, in the home straight. But he sees the race going away from him. His shoulders are back now. Very good run from David Clark.
Well, a fair bit of controversy there. David Clark did appear to step out of his lane, and there was no doubt that Whittle did appear to have some trouble with his blocks right at the start. The official outcome was that the race was decided to be rerun today, and everyone, I think, seemed to agree that that was a fair decision. This, however, is how it worked out this time.
David Clark concentrating hard. He's got to go through it all again, because Brian Whittle's appeal, because his blocks moved at the start, proved successful, and after a lot of deliberation we've decided to rerun the men's 200 metres, so this should be a cracking race. Whittle, beaten last night, absolutely determined to reverse it today. And Clark, who broke his personal best by some 0.3 of a second, equally determined that that won't happen. This really should be a tremendous battle between these two, and Willie Fraser, Steve Thomas in lanes 2 and 3, they won't be out of it either. No problem with the start this time, and Whittle looks to have made up a yard. Willie Fraser running well in lane 2, and Whittle right up at him. No problem with the bend this time, but it's dead level. Whittle and Clark absolutely level. Clark moving up, but Whittle won't let him go. Desperately close as they go to the line. It's Whittle who wins. Clark is second and Steve Thomas third, but Whittle gets more than revenge. He wins the 200 metres title. A marvellous race, Frank.
Well, quite a few of us would like second shots at things in life, and Brian certainly capitalised on that one. Very positive start. That was fast. He was into his running well. I feel very sorry in this respect for Dave Clark, because he took the initiative last night, ran a great bend. He's bound to be tired. Winners, in my experience, are always a lot tireder at the end of races than the guys who are second and third. It's been a total expression for them. A very positive bend, but Brian made sure that he was up with him. And as you saw in the race last night when we were talking about it, Brian is a 400 metres man, and he has the legs for the last 40 metres. Here we see a tiring David, not only in this race, but the cumulative effect of last night. Brian keeps the head, still a lot of control from Dave. It certainly wasn't a bad race from him. Great race from both of them, in fact. And to be quite honest, I enjoyed seeing the pair of them battling out a second time.
The time 21.6, 0.3 of a second slower than the time Clark had when winning last night.
Brian, loser last night but winner today. It's quite odd, isn't it?
Yes, to be honest, I'm a wee bit disappointed when the officials concerned. Had they done their job last night, this would not be necessary. And unfortunately in this, Dave has lost out. I thought it was a very good run last night, I felt. But can I just point out that had I not appealed and let things take their course, Dave was actually going to be disqualified and leaving his lane. But the thing was, the judge at the start line saw my block slip and never pulled it back. That was the basis of my appeal.
David, I take it, obviously you're disappointed today with the result, but I take it you were aware of the suspicion that you had left your lane last night.
Well, I was a bit of a suspicion once I'd been told, but at the time I didn't sort of think anything was amiss. But obviously if it shows up in the video, well, I don't know. But at the time I wasn't aware of nothing, no.
You disappointed today?
That's a silly question. Oh yeah, very disappointed. I ran my final last night and today was, well, it wasn't hard to come up again, but it's a feeling you sort of climb the hill once, you know, you got to do it again. But all credit to Brian, he's come out and won, so there's no problem here, you know.
Brian,